Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the World's Okayest Mountain Bike Podcast. And right now it's just Clint and Ryan. I'm Clint, he's Ryan. We're hoping that Kyle will jump on here any minute now, but Kyle is an overworked corporate lackey who just doesn't have time for things anymore.
Well,
Thoughts and prayers.
and if he's not working, he's walking his bike out of the woods because it's a flat. So there's that too.
Yes, he's sporting a new used front tire from yours truly. Oh, he said to send him an invite. So, Ryan, you're the one that had the topic idea today.
Yeah.
So, take it away.
Yeah. So just like we don't talk enough about suspension setup on this podcast. I think maybe once before we've talked about it.
I did an episode that was like suspension theory, I think.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. So, I guess like some backstory with it, and then I think it's interesting. Maybe our listeners figure something out, or maybe it helps our listeners decide where to go. So, I guess I'll start with my bike. My bike is a S-Works Epic Evo. I'm running a Fox 34 Stepcast factory in the front, and whatever the float DPS is, I think in the back, with the 3-position, climb, trail, descend type toggle on it. Yes, I race cross country. I barely ever hit anything more than very minor jump line stuff anymore, primarily because of the bike, I would say. But it was interesting, Clint, because we did that ride at Berryman, not this past weekend, but a week and a half ago, I guess we'll say. And you kind of got me thinking when you're like, dude, come on, get going down a hill. Like, I know you know how to go down a hill, and I was like, okay.
Is it working? Is it not working?
Oh, yep.
Kyle's here.
Interrupting us mid-sentence. Here he is.
Oh,
Kyle Kringle.
The greatest interruption ever, though. Like, so glad you could join us, my friend.
All right, Kyle, I'm going to cut you up real quick. Ryan's talking about how I was just yelling at him to go faster down hills at Berryman about a week and a half ago, and he has some sort of suspension theory he's about to let us in on. Okay, take it back away, Ryan.
And so, okay, so yeah, before that, even Clinton, like I was thinking, like I need to change some things on my suspension, and the reason is climbing. A lot of times, yes, I would lock it fully out to climb hills, but when I was riding just regular trail, riding, pedaling, even descending, going downhill, I would only turn it to the middle position. And I don't know why that is necessarily, other than I think just to try and get efficiency out of the bike. And certainly I think in some instances it would be faster, like even to climb maybe in the middle versus fully unlocked. But
yeah.
I was noticing it was beating me up a lot. Like my hands would hurt, my wrists were hurting after rides. My downstairs at times, even like, geez, like why is this hurting so bad? Kind of thing. So, anyway, I decided to try some things on my last couple of rides, and it was essentially just going to fully unlocked on the, not on long climbs or gravel climbs, but just riding the trail, even like pedaling through flowy back and forth stuff. Not even just downhill. I was like, I'm going to fully unlock it and see what happens and see how I feel. Now I haven't compared any times, but I've been setting some more PRs the last couple rides since I tried this. And I'm finding that and we've discussed this in the past, the tire stays more planted. So every pedal stroke is moving the bike forward because the back tire is on the ground. Say for example, there's a small root or a rock or something, and I would hit it before, and it because the suspension wasn't giving enough because I had it in the middle setting, that it was like kicking me up, right? And like I'd have to, the rear wheel would come off the ground. It kicked me up out of the saddle a little bit. and then I'd have to wait to get the tire back to the ground to then power forward, right? And so anyway, I kind of tried this the last 3 rides really, in that, and unless I was like grinding on some gravel, I was going fully unlocked, even climbing. And I actually think it could be faster in a lot of like single track type instances.
Brian, I think you're 100%
What's your guys'
right.
thoughts on that?
Well,
That is 100% the idea and function of that 3-position remote. Absolutely. A bike unlocked. It's just the same thing as riding a dirt bike in first gear versus like third gear, right? It's your suspension is able to do what it's supposed to do, and you can go faster. Not just because of the gearing, but absolutely. Now having a free moving suspension makes the bike so much more comfortable and efficient. And if that's comfortable and efficient, your body's comfortable and efficient, and you're able to get more out of it too.
well, and if I can get a little more scientific as to why that is, it's the same. So, in one sense, you can think, well, this is why people ride. You not hearing me? Hello.
No, we're good now.
Kyle says
we
we're
lost
good.
you for
Okay.
a second. You're good now.
If I can get a little more scientific, it's basically the same idea as why is it that on a rough trail, lower tire pressures actually roll faster? It's because every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So every time your bike hits into a root or a rock or a bump, whether it's your tire or your suspension, that rock or root is wanting to make all that stuff rebound backwards against your forward momentum. So that's why in cross country, especially, you run such low tire pressure to roll faster. Now it rolls slower on like pavement and things like that, but it generally rolls faster on rough trail because every time it hits a rock, it just kind of conforms around it, and that rock isn't able to produce that rebound backwards effect. And suspension's no different.
It's not disrupting the forward motion as much.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's to make fun of you, but you remember how I said like this is going to be something that's either crazy or something that's probably pretty well known. I feel like this is pretty well known. There's a reason that downhill bikes they have those 3 buttons for like the Specialized guys, and one of them, it makes the suspension look so soft. It's literally, unless you are actively pumping a smooth trail, but if you're just rolling, soft suspension is going to be faster when it's rough, just because it's resistant. You're not getting that resistance back. It's just absorbing and allowing the forward momentum to carry on. I did not know you were riding in that middle position all the time. That certainly would be slowing you down. And then the other thing on modern bikes, if you've got a bike, probably, man, I don't even know what year, but let's just say 2020 or newer, especially a bike that's made for cross country, they tend to build them with a lot of anti-squat built in, where the act of pedaling, the act of putting tension on the chain, actually makes the shock want to extend instead of compress, or at least hold still. So you can run that shock wide open, and even though you're pedaling hard, it doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to be bouncing. Now, certain forces are going to overcome that, especially if you're standing and sprinting. But I leave my shock wide open. The only time it gets flipped is if it's a sustained, smooth climb. And honestly, it's more, or if it's really steep and sustained, and it's mainly not even because of pedaling efficiency. It's more, it just keeps me sitting up higher. It doesn't let the shock sag as much. Now, my shock movement is almost the exact same no matter what, whether I have it on firm or I have it open. I don't bounce when I'm climbing, but if it's steep and more of your weight is getting pushed to the back, sometimes my shock will sag into the travel more than I want it to, and it'll just kind of stay there, and then I kind of feel like I'm sitting on the back tire. So then that's when I flip the switch, is really more to just maintain position, not even to get more efficiency. So it's not a crazy theory at all.
So mine.
No, I kind of knew it wasn't.
So I was going to say the 3 positions on mine, really, I look at riding mountain bike trail, climbing mountain bike trail, and climbing pavement. Like that is the only time I'll ever run mine in a fully locked position, front and rear, is climbing pavement. Like straight up, I need zero compliancy at all, and I just need this to be as upright and as locked out as possible. And then if I do long gravel climbs, I'm still in the middle position. Everything else is wide open.
Yeah.
Like
now,
everything's.
Now I will say I kind of tested that on my last couple Lost Valley rides. When I had to come rescue you, you're welcome, everybody. I saved Kyle from the death. I do like it fully locked out on like the long gravel climbs and stuff for sure. Like it is more efficient there, but you're not talking where there's opportunity for the wheel to really be hopping around because you don't have roots and rocks putting force against it up, you know? So
right.
But
you don't need compliancy.
Right. But I don't know. Yeah, I know it's not like an uncommon, like a radical theory. Like I wasn't going there with that, but just like how, you know, I would say I'm pretty experienced cross country mountain biker, and like I don't know why I thought that theory. I think, you know, it's just like, oh, how efficient can I get the bike, and I overthought it too much. It's kind of interesting, and I think even I talked about when I first got this bike, like how much I actually did not like it. Because it seemed like it was so rough, but I never rode it unless I was literally hitting like a jump line or something. I never rode it fully open. So shame on me. And if anybody else is out there with making the same mistake, hopefully there's not many of you. Hopefully I'm not alone in this part though. You know, maybe that helps a little bit because it's certainly a nicer ride for sure. I mean, on Saturday, I did 40 miles, you know, Lost Valley and Matson combined, and it was much nicer. So,
well, it's the same. I mean, if you think about it this way, it's the same reason you're not on a hardtail, right?
Yes.
So you might as well maximize what the full suspension bike can do.
Sure.
And most of these cross country or even short travel trail bikes, they're pretty. I mean, I bet if you were to take a full suspension bike from even 10 years ago and ride them back to back with the shocks wide open up the low speed compression all the way, I bet you would find the bikes of today pedal much more efficiently.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, my Trance, to be honest with you, my Trance is too stiff. I think the Kinematic is almost too stiff, really. Even with the shock open, it's definitely on the more efficient pedaling side.
Yeah, and I think my bike is considered probably one of the most efficient. Now I will say it does seem to, and you mentioned this a little bit ago, that, you know, if I stand and pedal, it seems to bob a decent amount, but I think any bike would. Now I think I stand a lot when I kind of alternate between the two positions of between seated and standing just to kind of change up the muscle groups a little bit. But I don't know, just it was an interesting find that I can't believe I've probably ridden this bike. Well, I've ridden this bike for over 2 years now, and kind of took me this long to experiment with that. So
all this time wasted.
I know. So if I go under 515 at BT, that's the whole reason, you know. So
open that suspension up. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, it's nothing training or nothing.
So wait, so you're saying, are you saying the last time you did BT, you rode with your stuff halfway locked out?
Yeah, for sure.
Gosh.
The whole time.
Oh, my hands just went numb thinking about it.
Dude, yeah, my nether regions hurt just thinking about it.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm trying a new saddle, boys. The Specialized did not what did I have, Kyle? The Specialized Power Comp or something.
Yeah, you had the Power Comp.
It seemed good, like for the first 10 or 12 miles, but about a quarter way through that second lap, I'm just
trying to figure out what you've been doing, because like this is the first I've ever heard you talk about saddles, and you've been riding a mountain bike for 10 years.
Well, if you haven't noticed, I haven't exactly been getting in big mile days this year until just the last several weeks.
Are you still
So-
wearing those paper wafer thin chamois shorts?
No, what are you talking about? My chamois good.
No, you're rating those like underwear chamois, ain't you?
They're only like that in the
The
front.
Amazon ones.
No, they're not. I wish they were cheap. Amazon. My Amazon ones are the thickest chamois I have. No,
No,
they're
they're-
Beneath
the
brand. No, the padding.
Yeah, they're like underwear.
No, they're not. They look like it in the front, but the chamois foam is every bit as thick as my Fox chamois, if not thicker.
Yeah,
The-
but not
the actual
thick. It's the material, the supportiveness of it, the dual density. I think I honestly do think that you'd be better off finding a $120
Okay,
chamois.
well,
that
keep
look-
in mind,
that-
You need
you need to keep
you
this
need to
in
do a
mind,
double
though.
track order.
There's probably Ryan. How much do you weigh?
155.
Okay, so just keep in mind there's probably 20 pounds more pressure per sit bone on my sit bones than on yours. Okay, that's gonna
than
add
on
up
mine or Ryan's.
than on Ryan's.
Clint, me and you ain't that different anymore.
Okay, jeez, Kyle, you better. You don't want to
I'm
be
well
like
aware,
me.
Clint. I'm
You don't
well
want to be
aware.
like
Thank
me.
you.
It's tough.
No, this
I'm
just
gonna
shipped
plug
to the
our team
station a while
sponsor.
ago.
And I'm gonna plug our team sponsor, and I am in love with my double track chamois. So
I'll be honest.
I
It's a
think
great
you should
chamois.
try
the
it
double
there.
track. The double
It's
track chamois.
Well,
awesome.
All I
And
know is
I've paid $250 before for a chamois, and this is better.
look it.
So
Yeah, it's a
I-
good chamois.
I rode my first ever BT Epic with no real time in the saddle on a WTB Pure with a $13 Amazon chamois, and I had no butt pain. And so the
All right.
saddle I just bought has the exact same padding, thickness, and kind of padding. I bought a WTB Rocket with the HLX plus gel pads padding. So I should be, we're going to give that a try this weekend. I should be good.
all right.
So I think we'll be okay. I also have another theory. You guys are going to want to hear this about chamois cream. Because before the race at Council Bluff, I got there like way too early. I had 2 hours to kill before my start time. I was really bored. All the 50 milers were already gone. I was just like riding around circles in the pavement because I was bored. Now I use a little bit of Body Glide, it looks like a deodorant stick.
Mhm.
And usually right before I get on my bike, I put chamois cream over the top of that. I have a theory though, because when I was riding around without the chamois cream and just the Body Glide, I felt fine. Put the chamois cream on, and like kind of in between my legs around my groin, I almost think the chamois cream kind of softens the skin up too much, like a lotion would, and it was making it worse. I realized like
see
I
that.
am less comfortable immediately since I put the chamois cream on.
So everybody told me to buy bibs because they say shorts move around. And I don't know what y'all are talking about. And maybe it's because 90% of my riding is done with baggies over the top that like maybe that absorbs the slide. But like I think
No.
my is so big that my shorts can't move on me. That chamois does
Yeah.
not move. I don't think chamois cream makes
Yeah.
a difference. And I don't think shorts move at all. Like there is zero reason to have bibs for me. I think I've got enough booty to keep anything in place.
See, I'm opposite, and maybe it's because I have no booty.
No, mine. This last race, it wasn't. I don't think it wasn't really friction. It was just pressure, just
Like-
sheer weight
Kyle,
to over that thin little seat. Too heavy for the thin little seat. That's all there is to it.
Kyle, the other night when I had to rescue you, and I was wearing baggies, and dude, I immediately was getting like rash and saddle sore because it's all moving around. Like it's just an extra layer of stuff moving. Yeah.
See, that doesn't bother me at all. And then like even the times that I have done rides with no baggies and just shorts. Like so I have never owned bibs until this year. I have not a single pair of chamois have I ever had has been a bib chamois. They've all been just spandex shorts with a chamois, right? Like, and I wear baggies over it, or I'll just wear a jersey. Sometimes if I'm doing a road ride or gravel ride or whatever. And everybody, I kept asking, why do you guys do bibs? Like, what is the point of a bib? It's just more material to bother you and feel less free. Like, I want to wear less clothing, not more clothing. And I couldn't understand.
And Kyle is gone. Everybody.
Dang it.
Wait, Kyle's back.
Lost him.
Now he's talking, but we can't
Oh,
hear
did you
him.
guys lose me?
Kyle, we just lost the last like 6 seconds. You could never understand. Go.
I could never understand why everybody said you needed bibs, and everybody kept saying it's because nothing moves around and everything stays in place. I've never had that trouble. I don't think there's any reason for chamois cream for me. I've used it, and I've noticed zero change, but it's never been an issue either. I've always just been like, I might as well gooch grease it just in case I don't have trouble, but I've never done a ride and thought if I had gooch grease, this would have been a better experience.
Oh, Ironhide Krangle there.
Dude, I think it's just maybe my shorts are too tight and too small and don't move enough, or my butt's so big and nothing can move. I see no reason for bibs or chamois cream.
I'm going no chamois cream this weekend for our 30 whatever mile ride, Ryan.
Okay.
So hopefully I'm not crying or bailing out
everybody's
early.
different.
But I have high hopes for this big squishy seat that come mile, 25, I'm still happy with life. So we will see. All right. Well,
Kyle, you gonna join us on Saturday? Oh, you got the kids. That's right.
Yeah, I'm flying solo.
Kyle's down for 38. Yeah, he would have been down for a 38 miler out there, no problem. All right. Hey, we're going to have to cut. This is going to be a short podcast, everybody. The moral of the story is if you have suspension, use it. Let it do what it's designed to do. Don't ride it like you're riding a flow trail jump track that's got no rocks in it the whole time, like Ryan apparently does. It'd be interesting to see, Ryan, if your roll speed when I'm behind you this weekend, if I notice that I'm not catching up to you.
What are you guys doing? Are you doing Berryman?
It's going to be Brazil Creek start all the way around Berryman to the Floyd Tower Road. So that is about, hang on. That's almost 20 miles to that point. Then we're going to head 3 miles west, hop on the trail, do the Three Sisters, hop back on the gravel road, ride 4 miles of gravel road back east, back onto the Ozark Trail, all the way back to Brazil Creek. I believe that's, what did that end up being that time we did that, Ryan? It was either 35 or 38. Miles. Was it 38?
38.
That's the plan. Yep. That's the plan. I don't know how. I have a feeling I'm going to be riding the last, basically from Bass back, probably by myself. It's probably what's going to happen, but I'll make it. All right. Anything else, boys, before we go?
Good effort. I want to put a good effort in.
Yeah, I'm going to put in.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Go
unlock.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm going to put in a good effort. Like, I am on that, but I want to go like a zone 2, like up until we get to the Sisters, and then I want to push the Sisters and stuff like that. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Well, I will regularly be in zone 4 the whole time, so that's just where I live. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.